Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Natalia Roos. I am going to do a read for our earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I will go ahead and start with Taurus. As you can see here, that is going to be my first reading. It is love for this weekend, this week, next week, or whenever you come across my video. This is for the sign of Taurus love reading. I will be doing an oracle as well. Let me actually move this over a little bit so you guys can clearly see the underlying card, and that one wanted to come out. So Taurus, what is going on for Taurus? Ooh, festival love. I love it. Celebrate love together. So yes, it's about coming together with somebody and celebrate something. If you don't have a ton going on in your life, you could still find something to celebrate, right? So Tauruses, you need to find something worth celebrating, okay? And I'm actually going to put this one right here. And then we're going to get to our tarot deck. All right, Taurus, what is going on for Taurus, for love, for the weekend, next week, the week after, or whenever you come across the reading? This is for Tauruses, April 20th through May 20th. This is for Taurus. I need 6 cards for Taurus, please. I need 6 cards for Taurus. I need 6 cards for Taurus. 6 cards, please, for Taurus. I need 6 cards, please. 6 cards for Taurus. Seven of crystals. Crystals are the wands in this deck. King of Cups, 5 of diamonds, and the High Priestess. All right. Let's get 2 more cards, please, for Taurus and love for Taurus. Let's find out what Taurus needs to know for this week. 2 more cards, please. I need 2 more cards for Taurus, please. I need 2 more cards. 2 more. This one wants to come out. 6 of Swords. And there is the last one for Taurus, the Queen of Cups. All right. Get this over so you guys can see it. So you do have 7 of Wands, 7 of Crystals, the King of Cups, 5 of Diamonds, the High Priestess with a message, 6 of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. And your underlying message is the Hermit. And the Hermit is actually Virgo's card in the zodiac. So it looks like when it comes to love, it says celebrate love together. I feel like Tauruses, some of you guys are going through maybe a little bit of a tough time where you've been taking some time to think. With the Hermit card as your underlying energy, I feel like maybe you've been thinking a lot about maybe your relationship. Maybe you guys are going through a rough patch or something, but it's definitely been on your mind, okay? And I could see that some of you guys might be on the brink of a breakup. With the first row up here of cards, you have the 7 of Wands, which means a lot of feeling defenses, like your defenses are up. Maybe you guys are having like times where you're arguing or you're disagreeing, and then you have to kind of learn to like live with each other when you're both mad at each other, and that's just kind of getting in the way for some of you guys. I feel that your relationship is worth fighting for. You do have the King of Cups, okay? And the King of Cups really is someone that does have compassion. They're open, emotionally open and available to you, but for some reason with the Five of Diamonds, which is Five of Pentacles, you're having a hard time finding like reasons to celebrate. I don't know what it is, why you're going through this right now, but you're definitely having these moments where you are feeling like sometimes you'd rather be alone, or you want to have some time to think. If you're not living together, I think that makes it a lot easier, because you don't have to wake up to the person every day and go to bed with the person every day. It's easier because you can have your own space. So what I'm getting is that a lot of you guys are wanting some space. And you know what? That might not be a bad idea. With the Hermit there, it may not be a bad idea to take some time and think. Excuse me. Also, you can find reasons why a separation would be good, especially if you do not live together, and just say, let's take a 2-week break, or let's take a week break where we won't talk, we won't, the break contact. I get a lot of those questions when I do readings. It's like, are they going to break no contact? It doesn't have to be no contact, but it could be just, you're taking a break, I'm taking a break. It's a break, not a break up. So, maybe make clear, we're not dating other people. That's not an excuse to date somebody. I know a couple people who they just don't like to take breaks in their relationship, even if they need it, because they worry that their partner's going to take that as an excuse to go out and do stuff with other people. And you know what? If your partner does that, if you guys are taking a break like for a week and you agree that it's a break, not a breakup, and they still go out and do that, they were going to do it anyways. And now if they're going to use any excuse to do that to you, they're not meant for you. And that's the reason you're having problems, obviously. So otherwise, I do think that it is maybe a good reason to maybe take a break from each other, a short break, like a week, because your overall oracle card is about celebrate love together. And that could be enough to make you guys just kind of come back when you're both feeling a little bit better. You've had time to think. The High Priestess is all about just your intuition, your ability to self-reflect too, and reflect outward as well, even though it's everything the High Priestess does is very internal. But you can reflect and then see what you want, realize the good things in your relationship. I think that the person that we're dealing with, for most Tauruses out there, I think the person's worth it. I think they're well-intentioned. It just, people go through rough patches. And you can decide what direction you want to go with the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is a thinking card. It's also about entering new waters, trying out something different. You guys maybe can set some new expectations in your relationship. Maybe that you'll take a longer break. I mean, Six of Swords could also be moving away. It could also be a change. For some of you, maybe you'll find somebody else, and that's that. I mean, that's just the conclusion you're going to come to. I don't think that this reading can be 100% for every single Taurus out there. But for some of you, it can mean just completely change directions, and then your Queen of Cups here, that could be you. It could be you being revived. Maybe you can come into feeling a little bit more, how can I say that? It's not like at peace. At peace, yes, but more like you're allowed your feelings. You're allowed to express how you feel, and maybe just allow yourself to be upset for a little bit and then find yourself, and then you'll feel better later. You do have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups here. So I think that the both of you guys are kind of on the same page of what you're wanting. Those of you that are wanting a breakup, are wanting to separate and just call it quits, I think you're both in the same place. And those of you who are feeling that you want, for the most part, those of you feeling that you want to work things out, you're both here. You are the King and the Queen of Cups. I think that a lot of it is really depending on this High Priestess card, and you know what's good for you and what you need to do next. So I think you need to take some time away from the relationship to really think about what it is that you want, okay? And I think that for some of you, though, coming back together after taking a little bit of break can give you an opportunity. I think, absence makes the heart grow fonder. And I think this is a good situation where you're going to celebrate love together, but you need to have that time apart and maybe have some time to think without having to look at the person, the next day, wondering if they're going to apologize, wondering when is the time that you guys are going to talk again. Just give it a week's break and say, we're not talking. We're not going to talk. It's not a break contact thing or no break contact thing. Like, you guys just agree on a specific amount of time and you agree on the terms of that. And then when you get back together, I think that you could celebrate a festival of love. But you both have to come to the same, I think, kind of like the same place. So I think that is it for Taurus. I think that maybe the energy of a lot of Taurus people out there has been maybe a little bit of a hard time in the relationship. Maybe you guys do need a break. I know it doesn't reach every single Taurus out there, but hopefully it'll reach some. All right, who is next? Virgo is next. So I'm going to pull an oracle for our Virgos. Virgos are August 23rd till September 22nd. Oops, there we go. I think we got this one. These are new oracle cards, but I got this one yesterday for one of my reads. Sacred cabin, or seaside cabin, create intimate sacred space. All right, so if that's something you're going to be doing alone, are you going to do it with somebody else? This is a love reading, so let's go and see what is going on with Virgo. What is going on with Virgo? Love for Virgo. Love for Virgo. Okay, let's get 6 cards for Virgo to show us about what's Virgo's love life telling us right now. I need 6 cards, please, for Virgo. 6 cards for Virgo, please. Okay. We got Earth cards here. We've got the Page of Diamonds and the 9 of Diamonds. And the 9 of Diamonds is pretty much supporting the Seaside Cabin Oracle card. What is going on with our earth signs? Virgo, I need 4 more cards. Oops, there it goes. Oops, almost fell. All right, King of Swords. I need 3 more cards, please. And there they are. Page of Crystals. You have 2 pages. And the 7. All right, and Judgment. And then you've got the King of Diamonds. All right, a lot of earth energy here with my for my Virgos. All right, King of Diamonds. You're thinking a lot about your home, security, how you're feeling as far as like your comfort level of where you are in your relationship. Or I think this is a lot more for people who are in a relationship, okay? Page of Diamonds, Page of Pentacles is what that is. Diamonds, 9, and the King of Swords. I think that a lot of you guys are kind of pretty much getting ready, I think, to end something. I see for a lot of you guys that this is like the end of a relationship that you're feeling that is just, I don't know, like maybe weighing you down a little bit. I don't think that you're looking for anything like super exciting or anything, so it's not out of boredom, but I think maybe you guys have just grown a little bit apart and you're really wanting to have some freedom. You have the 9 of Diamonds here in the center, and 9 of Diamonds is about independence, about feeling happy just by yourself and the things that you have. I honestly feel, Virgo, that you are very confident in your ability, I think, to find happiness even without somebody. Like, you know, there are those people that like to hang on to relationships because they're afraid of being alone, and they don't let go of the person until they're ready to find they found the other person, I should say. There are people that just kind of function that way. Like they just want to have somebody in their life. You're not like that. I think create an intimate, sacred space is a really good oracle card to support that aspect of the way you think of yourself. Like you're not bored with yourself. You don't find yourself lonely very often. I think that everyone has the potential to find themselves lonely at times, but I think that you have such a you're an earth energy. You're such a grounded person that you can find things to entertain yourself with. But more importantly is like you would rather be alone than with the wrong person. And the King of Swords is all about that, about cutting out things that don't serve you and just being very truthful and honest with yourself and the other person. I don't think Virgos are shy about communicating how they're feeling with anybody. I think Virgos are probably one of the best communicators. Virgos and Geminis are really strong, very strong communicators. So I do feel, Virgo, that you are in a place, a lot of you, not every Virgo out there, are in a place where you're feeling that your current energy is to be alone. And if you're a person who is already alone, like a Virgo who is alone, I think that you're getting much more comfortable in that position of being alone, because really what's important to you is that you are happy, even if it means you're alone than with the wrong person. So energy down here for Virgos, you have the Page of Crystals that is turned, it's reversed. So I don't see a ton of prospects coming in for you. Like the Page of Diamonds is a very slow moving energy. It's a very thoughtful energy. And I think this is really speaking to the idea of just being alone or accepting being alone. If you have somebody right now, I think a lot of you guys are thinking that you feel it's time to put an end to it. It's just not working out for you for some reason. And the reason could be something as simple as you're just not very compatible, or you just outgrown each other. Okay. I am not seeing, and those Virgos that are out there looking for a relationship, I'm sorry, but I'm not seeing any strong indication that somebody is coming into your life right now that's going to bring you like a spark of interest. Oops. I want to pull out an extra card here. I got the 10 of Diamonds, and I really wanted to pull it right here. I think that a lot of you Virgos are actually in a place where you're looking for someone for long term, okay? Because I asked, what is the reason why they are feeling this way? What is the reason that they would rather be alone than with the wrong person, although that's common sense. But like, what is the purpose of Virgo right now with love? And I think a lot of you Virgos are looking for your long-term person. And that's why you would rather be unattached, alone, confident, and happy when you do that. And that way, I don't think that Virgos are really big on like going around somebody's back and juggling two people, trying to figure out which one I like better. I think that you guys just really like to be honest and straightforward. You don't like a lot of bullshit, I think, is from what I'm gathering. And the Virgos I've known have been pretty straight shooters. So I think that a lot of you guys are actually looking for long-term commitment. So you're going to be extra careful about who you are spending your time with. Now, I know that this is a really known thing about Virgos. I think judgment plays a role in this. I think that Virgos can't be very judgmental. It's a known thing. But also you trust in your judgment. You trust your intuition. You trust yourself to make the right choices. And I don't think a lot of Virgos end up breaking up with someone or ending a relationship and then regretting it too much. I think you guys have such an insight of what you want and what your needs are that it almost comes very naturally to you. So I think that you're using discernment, and you are judging. You are saying, this person's not good for me. I'm not gonna, bother with them. This isn't working for me. It's time to end it. And you pretty good with your judgment. Absolutely. And then the Seven of Crystals here is, it's Seven of Wands, is feeling like this overwhelming need of always having to answer to somebody. I don't know what your relationship is like right now, if those of you that are in a relationship, but I feel like you're constantly feeling that you have to repeat your purpose, explain yourself. Maybe you're just not, I just don't think you're getting along with this person. And I don't think that you want to be in a situation where you're constantly having to explain yourself. And maybe also with people around you, like your family or your friends, when they ask you, why are you with this person? And you have to constantly like either make excuses, or you're just done with that. You don't want to have to do that. And you also don't want to have to explain yourself to anyone. I don't think that the relationship you're in really is working for you. So I think that is the easiest way to explain that. It's you just trust your judgment. You trust your instinct and you trust your intuition. I think many of you Virgos out there are actually looking for long-term commitment. Maybe some of you guys are ready to find your forever person, start a family, and you just don't want to share those things with other people. Some of you guys are pretty secure out there, like financially. You have really good jobs and you have a lot to bring to the table. You do. You have a lot, Virgo, to bring to the table, and you're not willing just to give it to anyone. And you shouldn't. You should give it to the person that you know, that you judge to be the correct person. I think this is a great card for you as your overall energy, is you are the King of Diamonds, And that is very similar energy to the Ten of Diamonds, where you want to be able to share everything you have with this person and start a family, and just be in a very secure situation with this person. So I'm not getting huge romantic love right now. What I'm getting is yourself creating a sacred space for yourself so you can think and do things as they should be done. That is what I'm getting for Virgo. So those Virgos who are wondering if maybe it's time to change relationships, change course, sail away, find a different partner, I think you are onto the right thoughts. So next after Virgo is going to be Capricorns, December 22nd through January 19th. We are going to go with an oracle card for our Capricorns. Let's find this right perfect oracle card for Capricorn for love. What is going on with Capricorn? going on with Capricorns? Give me an oracle card for Capricorn. I'm going to go with this one. Summer rain. Cleanse what no longer serves. Kind of sounds a little bit like Virgo energy right now. So cleans what no longer serves, summer rain. Okay. So maybe some of you guys, when it comes to love, you have to think about what's right for you. And sometimes what your heart wants, your brain doesn't. I'm going to set that down for you right here. And let's get started with the reading. I'm going to clear out some of this. I'm going to cleanse the energy. These cards are so stiff. I am not a clumsy shuffler, but these cards are really hard to. They're a little thicker than my normal cards. Well, I have so many. They're not as thick as some of the cards I have, but they're not easy to shuffle the regular way. All right, I need 6 cards for Capricorn for love. What is going on in love for our Capricorns? I need 6 cards for Capricorns. Cards for Capricorn. All right. We have 9 of Diamonds. I'm feeling very independent energy from you, Capricorn, right now. King of Diamonds and Temperance. Three of Diamonds, which is diamonds again. Make sure they're all in there. Diamonds are pentacles in this deck. Okay. And that's too many. I'm not going to take them. All right, 2 more cards, please, for Capricorns. I'm getting the same kind of energy here, like Temperance. You're in the middle of thinking of what you want out of life, you know? Do you want to settle down? Do you want maybe to continue the relationship you're in right now? I see some time for yourself. I see you wanting to take time for yourself. And yes, maybe you're done with something. Let's get 2 more cards, please. 2 more cards for Capricorn. 2 more cards for Capricorn. And 2 more cards. What do I need to see for Capricorn? I got 3, and I am going to take those. Okay, we got 2 9s. And we got the 2 good 9s, okay? And the Ace of Crystals. Okay. So I do see love. Okay, and we're going to do the Fool right now. Okay. So I think that some of you guys kind of want a fresh start, okay? Cleanse what no longer serves you. Maybe you've gone on some pretty bad dates. Maybe you've gone out with some people that have just, you know, you kind of feel like you're wasting your time. Like, oh, this date, you know, I didn't need to go on this date. Or you're just maybe thinking that you just can't find somebody out there worth your time. But the thing is, Capricorn, is your energy is saying, I do want these things. I do. And I want to start over. And I think that's what some of you guys are just going to do. I think some of you guys are, it's kind of like Virgo. You guys have this very similar energy with feeling like it's okay if I'm alone right now. I would almost rather be alone at this point. And I'm just trying to find myself. You have the Temperance card right here. I'm just trying to find a balance of what I want to do with my life, a balance with maybe family. Some of you guys have children, and maybe dating is just not very easy right now. If you're married, I think the break is a little bit harder if you are married, but some of this can translate into you're just feeling like you need a change in your life as well. And you can do that in your marriage as well. I think this speaking more to people who are single right now though, but even if you are married, some of this can resonate because some people do find that they hit certain spots in their marriage where things just seem kind of mundane, like you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you want to bring some excitement into your life. So if you are a married Capricorn, this still can apply to you, okay? That you're just feeling like, you've got somebody in your life that you have things to do. You can do things with them, excuse me. You can do things with them, but you want a little bit more excitement, okay? For those of you who are single, I think it's more a matter of finding the right person or finding someone that you think is worth your time. If you're going out on dates and you feel like you're wasting a lot of time with these people and you're like, I could have been at home reading a book, or I could have instead spent more time with my kids, or I could have gone out with my friend, I could have done this, I could have done that, I could have squeezed in a yoga session, it's okay. I think that you are just trying to find a balance in your life. I feel like a lot of you Capricorns, and this is very typical of a Capricorn, you just have a lot going on. You have a lot of things happening at the same time. That for some of you, I think it's just finding love is hard because you're not meeting the right people and you're just like, oh, that's just time wasted. You guys are very goal oriented and you do manage your time very well, and you manage to keep yourself very busy. So sometimes just spending 2 hours or wasting 2 hours on a bad date just kind of feels like a waste of time to you, and you don't want to do that anymore. And I don't blame you. You have the 3 of Diamonds down here and you have the Queen of Crystals. So where I'm finding something happening, a spark, you're very attractive, Capricorn, to a lot of people. So I think that's why you keep running into so many frogs, because you do tend to attract a lot of attention, and therefore like you do have choices, you do have a lot of choices out there. The problem is like your time management for it, and you want to make sure that you're just absolutely choosing the right person. However, I do see somebody at work, possibly at work or work related, that you are going to meet that will strike your interest with this Ace of Crystals, which is the Wands. I think there is somebody in the end. You have the 9 of Cups right here, which is it's happiness, enjoying yourself, feeling pleasure, emotionally satisfied, happiness. It could be short term, it could be long term. It doesn't have to be short term, but it's just feeling contentment. It could also be a wish come true. And it could be just finding someone that for the moment is making you very happy. Somebody does find you very attractive, Capricorn. There's no doubt about that. And this person does have the potential, I think, to help you get into your fool mode, where you're going to find them very exciting. Like you're going to want to take a chance on it. Again, I believe I'm getting very strong vibes that this is at work, or somehow work related. It doesn't have to be directly a colleague of yours, but it could be someone that works in a different place, but you see them through work. So I think there is a big chance of you finding a spark of excitement when it comes to love. But again, like you have to make sure that you cleanse yourself to what no longer serves you. And you might end up single for a little bit with this 9 of Diamonds, but that's okay. I think that if you allow yourself time for yourself and get rid of things that are just kind of wasting and eating up your time, that it helps you grow as a person. It'll help you grow. It'll help you maybe take up a new hobby, and maybe do things with work outside of work, people outside of work, or you can even maybe have more time to yourself just in general to grow as a person. Maybe find a new hobby or something. And it doesn't have to be work. It's a social place, And the Three of Diamonds does have a tendency to be somewhat work related, but it doesn't have to be. It really doesn't have to be. It could be a social event, okay? Social event with work people, who knows? So anywho, that's what I'm seeing for you, Capricorns. I do see you working on yourself. I do see you clearing things that no longer serve you. I see you working on yourself, on things that you want to work on. And then I do see a spark of love coming up for you here in the nearer future, but it could be someone that you might meet here in the more near future, okay, where things will bring you together. Maybe you'll see each other. Like I can picture this, like you at a work function, you see them, they see you, and you, oh, you know, he's kind of cute, or she's really pretty. And then maybe you guys a couple weeks later will see each other again somehow, and maybe that's how things are going to start. So that's all I have for you, my lovely earth signs. Thank you for joining my channel, and thank you for watching. Toodles.